Quora Questions, Part 2. What happened when you said no when an officer asked to search your car? Greg Lambert says, it was a pretty funny experience telling a cop he couldn't search my car. I was working for Amperif Corporation as a computer field engineer in 1984. Our company had developed the first cache disk system for the Sperry Univac 1100 series mainframe computers, which are used by government agencies all around the country. I was assigned to take care of the system, controlling some of the safety systems for the nuclear reactors. As with most of our other sites, this was a very high security area requiring me to have a DOE Level Q security clearance. This is equivalent to a DoD top secret, which I also had. I'd been going through security daily for months and knew the cops on a first name basis. We often had coffee together, frequently talking about firearms. One Saturday, mid-afternoon, my beeper went off, alerting me to an issue at the facility. I arrived within 15 minutes. Massive errors across the system. It was down hard. Over the next few hours, I couldn't determine the cause. I phoned my company and they sent one of their hotshots out from Chatsworth, California. I called my wife at home and asked her to make 2 plates of dinner, as I knew the arriving engineer would be hungry. He arrived on site around 1 a.m. I met with him at security and we went down to the computer room. He ran some diagnostics for an hour or so and he thought he might know what the issue was. I asked him if he wanted to eat before beginning, to which he happily agreed. We dashed to my house to pick up the plates my wife had and returned to the facility. We wolfed down the meatloaf, mashed potatoes with gravy and peas. While smoking our after dinner cigarette, my co-engineer went on and on about how great it was. We finished feeding, put the plates and utensils down in the trunk of the rental, and went into the facility. At the security entrance, I was greeted by the guards. There were the 2 mentioned above. My greeting was met with cold, unfriendly glare. "Follow us," they ordered and proceeded to take us outside. They started trying to pry open the doors to the car and I asked what they were doing. "Searching the car," came their reply. I was taken aback. "Searching for what?" I asked. "Open the car," came their reply. "That you cannot search the car," I told them. Of course I heard, "Well, if you have nothing to hide." After 20 minutes of back and forth, I still held my ground. I told them the only way they were getting to that car was with a warrant. I was well aware that we were on federal property and a warrant would have to come from a federal judge. The closest federal judge was in Spokane, and it was 4 a.m. I recall telling them just that. "You go ahead and wake a federal judge at 4 a.m. on a Sunday morning just so you can find plates with mashed potatoes and gravy." The 2 of them stepped away and discussed the situation. Coming back, they informed us that they were going to do just that. I don't recall what the other engineer and I did while they were waiting for their warrant. We may have said in security, but it seems like we may have been allowed back into the computer room to take care of the issue. An hour or so later, the warrant came through. They had their dog and handler with them and they searched. The dog alerted on something beneath the seat. "Aha, gotcha," one of them said with a smile. The other engineer and I watched closely as they pulled out a small piece of meatloaf from under the seat. It must have fallen from my plate while I ate. Both the other engineer and I laughed. The finale of the story is both guards lost their posting at the nuclear plant. Citizen 1, Feds 0. Again, I don't necessarily advocate for denying security guards the right to search your vehicle, especially in an area like this, which is high security. But if you ever do this, please don't be that person we see on camera being annoying, yelling at the cop and waving their constitution, saying they have some free amendment right to something or other. Know what your actual rights are, because in this case, Greg Lambert knew what his rights were, and that's why these security guards no longer have a job. Follow me for more Quora Questions.